Hey guys, my name is Dr. Hans, and this is the first video for my YouTube channel. I'm going to be focusing on true scary stories, especially those pertaining to the paranormal genre. So, this first video is going to be a couple true paranormal stories. I'm not really sure where to start. I've always been in disbelief about this. When I was very young, I encountered an entity on my wall. A dark shadow figure in the shape of a tall man with a hat. I battled with my parents over this presence that would appear to me when the sun would set. My mom would get very angry at me when I was young, because I'd rather stand in the hallway in complete darkness, crying all night out of fear, or they'd find me sleeping on any bed or room that wasn't mine, as long as I wasn't alone. My mom would complain that I was scaring her, but the truth is I was more scared. I would hear tapping every night by my bed, followed by the same outline of a tall man. Finally, I was given holy water, and the day I put it on that wall, it was a blessing and an issue resolved. It disappeared that exact same day. Or so I thought. I didn't have problems in that house. Moving forward, I'm having issues with tapping on the walls once more, only this time it's in a freshly built home. It follows me around from bedroom to kitchen to living room, only when I'm up late enough to hear it. When I mention it or try to record it, the tapping sounds immediately cease. It seems to only be targeting me for attention. I ignored it for such a long time, hoping it was all some explainable coincidence. However, today, I finally captured a video that makes me sick to my stomach. I was up late around 2 a.m. when I heard knocking on the corner of the wall. I decided to listen for a bit and then pull out my camera to record. Of course, it immediately stopped. I instigated by knocking on the wall. It knocked back at me, mocking the same exact knock I made. I was in shock and disbelief. If anyone has dealt with this or can help, please do. I'm not in any immediate danger, but this is a cry for help. I need this away from me and my family. I'll show my mom the video and other evidence I have gathered in the morning. Any advice is welcome. Hello. I've been putting off writing this for a while now because some people I told were horrified to be close to me afterwards. I was in my freshman year of college. I wasn't doing well mentally, a lot of thoughts jumping in my mind. My room was fairly sized. I had one roommate, we were doing fine. Halfway through the winter semester, I got horrible feelings of anxiety in this room. If I went to my friend's room, it would be fine, but I always felt like something was watching me in mine. My roommate also started to feel this way. She would constantly be getting sleep paralysis and horrid dreams. She finally had enough and started sleeping at her boyfriend's, so I was alone. Everything was gloomy. I had to sleep with some lights on because I just felt like someone was there. About 2 days later, my roommate's still not there. I go to bed and I hear breathing. It wasn't close to me, but I could still hear it. I was facing my roommate's bed, and behind me there was a brick wall. I open my eyes, and I see this black figure laying down on her bed. I silently freaked out, but tried to stay still and kept watching, and when I did, it sat up and looked at me and had burgundy red eyes, and like a black mist emitting from its body. I hated that, and I immediately turned to the brick wall and started saying some mantras. This is not my first spirit, and I covered my face with the blankets. When I thought it was going to be okay, I stopped, and all of a sudden, I felt something right near me, and the spirit in my ear said, "If you sleep tonight, I will kill you." Holy shit, I was terrified. I tried not to sleep, but I accidentally passed out, and oh boy, that dream I had that night was weird. Basically, I was in a desert with these people sitting in a circle, and in the middle was the dark figure. They started chanting, and I was scared to say anything. I had no idea what was being said, but the leader was yelling at me to chant with them. But it was too late, and the dark figure stabbed me in the heart, and I just laid there, until like this, blue fire rose around me, and these circles with lines on the sides appeared all over my body, and I started chanting, and the dark figure died or something. I woke up falling out of bed, and clutched my chest immediately because it felt like something stabbed me, even though there was no blood or open wounds. I never saw that spirit again after that, but I called my RA, and she said last year some girls had the same experience with a dark figure with red eyes. They ended up blessing the room after the semester was over. Definitely freaky, and I hated every second of it. My friends later in the semester, who lived in a different dorm room, said she had a dark spirit come to her and tell her to get out, and after that she started violently hurling. She said the college was originally an all-boys university, and that the spirit was angry that they changed it to intersex. But who knows, maybe it could have been something else, or maybe it could have been that, because the spirit was dark. When I was young, like 5 years old, I used to live on this house that was basically on a cliff of sorts, where the back door has stairs heading down to the bottom, and the house had 2 stories. I slept in the same room with my 2 other brothers because it was a small house and I was scared of the dark. I specifically remember that we would sleep with the blinds open, though because we were on the 2nd story, we didn't really care. I don't know exactly when, but at some point I woke up in the middle of the night and looked out my window to see a face staring back at me. A blank white face with deep dark eyes. It's more like holes where the eyes would be, and a very thin mouth. I don't really know how else to describe it. I just remember staring at it for at least an hour before I fell asleep again. That is probably what I find most interesting now, though, is that I never felt scared seeing that face, and actually felt quite calm. Every single night after that encounter, that same face would be at the window, and it even followed me a few times to different houses after that, and even to a different state. Even though I had my own room, it would still appear in my window, so it was clearly attached to me. A few years ago, I stopped seeing it. Now I sleep with the blinds closed, so I don't really know if it shows up anymore or not. On my 11th birthday, I received a Ouija board as a gift. Yes, a Ouija board. Now, before anyone scoffs at this gift, it was considered a game, and it was even sold at Toys R Us. And some kids like being scared, and that was us. Anyway, I had a sleepover with friends after receiving it. We all used it, and of course nothing happened because it's just a game, right? Well, a few weeks went by and my best friend was staying the night. We had dinner, and then my mom gave us ice cream inside coffee mugs. We asked if we could take it to my room to eat it, and my mom said yes. We were sitting on my daybed, and when we finished with the ice cream, we decided to play with the Ouija board. We placed our mugs on the floor right next to the bed and started messing with the board. Nothing ever really happened, but it was just exciting to be a little scared. When we were ready for a break, I reached down to grab the mugs. I immediately froze when I realized that not only were the spoons not in the mugs, they were next to the mugs, both broken at the neck. I started crying and took everything to my mom. She took that game away and I never saw it again. Still gives me goosebumps to this day. I just can't think of anything that would have caused the spoons to break. It's something I don't really like to think about. Thanks again for watching the video, guys. Would super appreciate any support. Like, share button, comments, and if you have a true scary story to share with me, especially if it's a paranormal story, feel free to email me. It's going to be in the description, so